power
This
failure
conference
analysis
will
is to
now be
backup.
recorded.
No problem.
Okay, so on last day we ended up with creating of virtual machines after adding up a data store and all, right? So today
Yeah.
we'll move on to up to the next level when we will have more than one ESXi, and we'll have a vCenter server that will manage these ESXis. But the first point comes over here is that why do we exactly require a vCenter server? That means, I mean, what are the bare minimum features that this vCenter server gives, which ESXi doesn't give us directly? So let's explore that first of all, and then we'll move on.
Okay.
This was our ESXi, and this was our Windows Server 2016. You should not power on several virtual machines simultaneously. This exactly creates a sort of boot storm there, right? So once a virtual machine is powered on, leave it for some time so that it initializes, then you power on the second virtual machine. So this applies to your scripting even, right? That means if you write a script to power on the virtual machines, so see that there is a bit of difference between the time the virtual machine has started.
Correct.
In earlier version of VMware Workstation, we had a bit of menu-based application that lets you power up the virtual machines, right? But since VMware, I guess VMware released Workstation 10, they have removed this facility. But automatic startup shutdown is now available in VMware VSphere and ESXi as well. So at that point of time, even you should keep in mind that you should not start up all the virtual machines at the same point of time.
So is it the case in ESXi as well, right? No, if you have a bare metal installation.
Sorry.
Yeah, in case of if you have installed ESXi on a bare metal, so even in that case, we should not start all the VMs simultaneously.
100%. You should never start all the virtual machines in one go. That means it should have a difference of at least 30 to 60 seconds.
Okay.
So for now, this ESXi is ready, and this one is again running. So what we'll do, we'll open up a browser. So let's this full screen. We'll open up a browser and we'll type in 192.160. What is the IP address? 192.162.29, I guess.
Yeah.
Username is root. So this. Okay. So we created a few virtual machines that day, right? So we'll click on one of this. If you right click over here, okay, whatever, yeah, we get facility of snapshots, but we don't get facility of cloning over here, right?
Yeah.
Can you see that? There is no clone command available. So what is the use of clone command? Let's say I want to create copies of this machine, right? So I cannot go for copying of this machine. So now the point is that when do we require this sort of mechanism? So first of all, VMware has got a product called VMware View, right? Or VMware View Horizon, or even it is called there. In this product, we have got a mechanism of using the clones to be distributed as a remote desktop to the thin clients, right? Try to imagine a situation that, let's say, one of my clients demands a machine, right? So what we did is that we already have some machines over there that exactly suits his needs. So we could clone up that machine, we could create copy of that machine and give it to him. What if this whole of the mechanism is done automatically, on demand, cloning, and throwing the remote desktop to the client's remote desktop client? So this whole of mechanism is available through something called VMware View or VMware or View Horizon. But again, the whole mechanism, the underlying architecture that supports this mechanism is cloning, which is by default not available with ESXi. Got the point? So we need something called VMware vSphere that facilitates this. That is, if I manage this ESXi, if I manage this ESXi host with some VMware vSphere, then I'll be getting some command called clone over here, which facilitates this thing. And not only this, there is not only clone command that exactly makes the whole of the use of VMware vSphere. There's you can say ton of other facilities that we get through this VMware vSphere. Got the point? So the basic thing is that we need one more thing called VMware vSphere so that we can go through that and we can get some more facilities or chew up some more essence of this VMware ESXi. So any question over here,
Yeah,
Prashant?
Vinay, what is the difference then between a snapshot and a clone?
Nice question. Snapshot is the state of a machine. If you would have ever used this what is called, this is system restore. Have you ever used system restore?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So what happens in system restore? We can go back to a state when the machine was running properly or when the machine's snapshot was taken. We can exactly go to the when the machine's system restore point was created, we can go to that restore point so that we can get the whole of the machine's you can say of softwares configurations exactly intact to that point of time, right? So snapshot is like that. We can go back and forth in time so that we can exactly have that state of the machine available. Okay, will do a lab. We'll do a lab on snapshots. It's basically snapshot is time travel and cloning is copying.
Okay.
Think of a situation that through some command, if I right click on Prashad Joshi and tell that you travel to, or you just go back when you were in class 5, right? And
Yeah.
again, I right click Prashad Joshi and I tell that you go back, go forward when you were 30 years old, right? So see
Hmm.
how you will feel like. Some snapshot is something like
Correct. Okay.
that, right? While cloning is, um, your wife called up and she told you that bring some groceries. Your dad told you up, called you up, and he told you that okay, fine, go and check for my pension status, right? So you cannot
Hmm.
be there at the two places at the same point of time. So what I did, I right click Prashad Joshi and I tell that create a copy of Prashad Joshi and send one of this copy to his dad and send one of his copy to his wife over there. So this is
Correct.
cloning.
Okay.
Okay. So what we require over here for vCenter server is vCenter server's ISO. So we don't have ISO as such over here, so we'll mount that. I'll create some errors over here so that you could very well understand that these are the errors, and with these errors we cannot proceed.
Okay.
Browse and VMware VSphere 6.5, and this is the one VIM, not VM Wizard here. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So the CD has been mounted. So if we just go over here and we click on this place, we'll find that this is the one, right? So if you right click on this one and click on autoplay, so it's going to autoplay. So open autorun.exe, and here you will find VMware vCenter server for Windows. Can you see that?
Yes.
Right. So we'll have to install this. Okay. So this diagram is of a bit of importance. So let us imagine that we have got, okay, so here we go. This is your vCenter server. This is another vCenter server. We have got a few ESXi's that is being managed by this vCenter servers, right? So this is how it works. Got the
Yeah.
point? That means we have got several ESXi's that is managed by one vCenter server. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So let's imagine that we have got several vCenter servers throughout the globe. How will these vCenter servers be looked through one eye? So there is something called platform services controller that exactly manages this vCenter server, and vCenter server manages this ESXi. Got the point?
Yeah.
Now, what is the use of platform services controller? So we know what is the use of vCenter server. vCenter server exactly facilitates something like cloning and all that is not available directly with ESXi. But what about platform services controller? How is exactly platform services controller playing its role? See, the point is that platform services controller is a place where you can decide which user exactly can do what in vCenter server. So try to imagine a situation that we have got a user called Bob and we have a user called Joe. Now, Bob needs to power off and power on the virtual machines. Okay.
Hmm.
Joe needs to manage the network. Is that okay? Now, the
Yeah.
point is that we will be creating users like Bob and Joe in platform services controller. This Bob and Joe cannot be created in vCenter server. It's not a part of vCenter server. That means vCenter server is not responsible for creating users. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Now, once we have created users in platform services controller, we can give these users an eye on vCenter server. Now, this vCenter server, since it is connected to ESXi, so once a user like Bob logs on to vCenter server through his platform services controller, he can only power off and power on virtual machines over there in ESX. Got the point? While
Yes.
if Joe logs onto the whole infrastructure, he'll be able to create networks and all. He'll be able to create virtual switches. He'll be able to switch on virtual switches. He'll be able to switch off virtual switches. This way, he can manage the network. He'll not be able to manage the virtual machines over there. He'll not be able to power off power on ESXi. The point is that platform services controller exactly gives us a lot of Active Directory like features in your vCenter server environment. Is that okay? Is that understood?
Yes.
Okay. So why do we need that? First of all, to save money. We don't need an earlier version of your uh, vCenter. We required something called Active Directory in order to get those facilities that is available with Active Directory, like user management.
Mm-hmm.
We have got even certificate services that is available over there with vCenter server. Now that is platform services controller now gives Active Directory like features, certificate services and all. So you can go through these lines and you'll very well understand that vCenter server 6.5 requires a platform services controller which contains shared services such as vCenter server single sign-on. So this is what we were talking about, vCenter server single sign-on, licensing and certificate management. So these are the three important features that exactly platform services controller gives. I mean to say that platform services controller was not available earlier. Earlier, only vCenter server was available, but and user administration was a part of that. Got the point? Now,
Yeah.
but in 6.5, they have given something called platform services controller. Now, this platform services controller can be up managing this vCenter servers over there. And what is the benefit? The benefit is that if our vCenter server is spanned throughout the globe, and we have got users like Joe and Bob and Sam, and these users are responsible for working on these vCenter servers throughout the globe, and 24/7, they can be a part of platform services controller now, and they can manage all of this. Any question?
No.
This is basically nothing but a user administration. From a user's administration perspective, we are saving some bucks. That is it, nothing else. Now, you can go for either of this. You can go for platform services control. You can go for platform services controller to be in a separate machine, and you can have vCenter server on a separate machine. That means you can have two different hardwares,
Okay.
right? Or you can have two, if you want to go for complete virtualization, you can have two different virtual machines. One can have your vCenter server and one can have your platform services controller, right?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if you want to go for traditional architecture, you can have one physical machine, and in this physical machine, you can have full of this fun stuff. On the point.
Okay. Yes.
So basically, it is nothing but it's a bit of architecture and the workload that decides what you want to give. Is that okay?
Yes.
So basically, we'll go for this one. We have a small network, and we have your vCenter server and platform services controller working at the same on the same machine. So click on this and click on next. Here we go. This is one the error. So what does it say?
Two processes are required for the deployment type and detected 2 GB of memory, 8 GB of memory is required.
Right. So this is the error that I wanted you to show. Right.
Okay.
That means you cannot install it in one processor and less than 8 GB of memory. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So what we'll do, we'll power off this one. Now think of a situation that you want to keep two different platform services control and vCenter server at two different places, either physical or virtual, right? So in both the cases, you will require 8 GB plus 8 GB to be over there available. That was 16 GB of simultaneous memory available over there for this whole architecture function. Am I correct?
Yes, correct.
right? Processor is not a constant. You can share the processors, but memory
Okay.
we require. So in fact, the lower level architecture is suited for most of the environments.
Okay.
So we'll slide this one off to 8 GB or something. Okay, let's take it a bit of more. So 10 GB, I'll take this 10 GB. Don't just give it bare minimum, won't function properly. So memory
Right.
is 10 GB and processors, I want processors as 2. So you can either take 1 core and 2 logical, henceforth it becomes 2. But again, here I would like to pay a bit of focus over here. This architecture will be faster. Understood?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This architecture will be slower,
Okay.
right? With a few milliseconds of difference.
So the second that number of cores per processor, are those logical or like they are the?
Logical. If you could recall of your BTech science, we have got this processor. There are
Mhm.
several cores inside this, right?
Correct.
Right. So another situation is that this is the processor and this
Mhm.
is the core. This is the processor and this is the core. So this
Mhm.
this is something like, okay, wait. This is the processor. This is the core. So one core, one processor, two different cores. Is that okay?
Correct. Yeah.
And this can be again this two different processors with two different cores. Okay.
Correct.
This
Yeah.
sums up as the same thing. This sums up as the same thing, but this
Mm.
will be faster and this will be slower.
Yeah.
Right. Because come on, it's a common sense. Simultaneous multiprocessing SMP comes into picture over here, right?
Correct. Yes.
And this
Yeah.
has got this has got FSP sharing. So front
Mm.
side bus is shared over there. So obviously this will be faster.
Yeah. Correct.
And PowerShell guys, I got a badge in CGI. They just proved this one with a PowerShell command. So
Okay.
basically, I'm 100% sure that the picture works with the theory. Okay, so click on this one, and we are ready to go. So 60 GB of disk space is sufficient for experimental purposes, but in real-time environment, you might require a different space.
Okay. So is there any limitation like vCenter can manage only 5 ESXi or 10 ESXi? Is
No,
there any limit?
no. Obviously, there is a limitation. So
Okay.
if you want to look for the limitations, you can just go for vSphere 6.5 matrix. If matrix spelling is not on MATRIX matrix, so it gives you compatibility guide is there, and
Yeah.
this is available there over there in matrix, right? So you can go through that. There are limitations. There are
Okay.
limitations. You see, unlimited is not never there,
Correct.
right? So it will be around 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 virtual machines. But again, there are limitations. And that
Right.
is not there 20,000. I guess it's around 1,000 or virtual machines for an a standard enterprise. And again, we have got different versions over there. Now, vCenter service standard, vCenter service enterprise, right? So you can go for that and you can search. There are limitations, basically.
Okay.
Okay. And one more thing before I miss that. vCenter server cannot be installed on Windows 10 or something, right? It cannot be installed on a client-side operating system. We require a
Okay.
server-side operating system. And again,
Okay.
there are compatibilities. That means vCenter Server 5.5 can be installed on Windows Server 2008 and 2012. Windows Server 6. vCenter Server 6.5 can be easily installed in this Windows Server 2016. We require a bit of picking on Windows Server 2012 or something like that. Because the point is that a bit of experiment is required.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go again. Is it running? I guess just we are leaving it for 2 minutes. Let it stabilize itself.
Okay.
Now you take the control, and it is very easy to install it. There is no more thing that is to be understood. I'm making you presenter.
Okay.
Okay. You take up my remote desktop. Your presenter now. Okay.
Yeah,
So
but it says to share my screen, Vinayak.
okay, right. So revert me to presenter.
Okay.
I am presenter here. So what I need to do, I need to share my screen, I guess. Screen. Yeah. Okay. So I need to give my keyboard permissions. Okay. So do you have my keyboard mouse permissions?
Uh, Let me check.
Yes. You
Yes.
have.
Yes. Yeah.
So go ahead.
So Vinayak,
Go ahead, install it.
yeah. Okay. One question. So,
Yes.
if we like, if I have a ESXi in say in Pune, and I have a vCenter in Mumbai, so can I still
Uh-huh.
manage that?
100%. Why not? You need a public IP address.
Right. Right. But
Otherwise,
it's
you need a port forwarding.
oh, okay.
That means you take a
I mean,
Cisco router, any router, right? You put up
We
a
just
public
need
IP address into that and forward
correct.
the port to your ESXi. But the
Right.
point is that it does not work that well. I have seen that I have the port number is 902 and 80, right? So I have forwarded ports to 902 and 80. It doesn't work that well.
Okay.
And directly, if you use public IP address, you have to use a bit of firewall or something like that in order to be secure. That is it. Okay, I'm coming in 2 minutes, right? In the meantime, you install it. Would that
Okay.
be okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Wait. System name. So you type in the IP address of the system.
Okay.
And why it is required? First of all, see the system will generate a self-signed certificate for this machine, right?
Okay.
So in
Yeah.
order to generate a self-signed certificate, it requires a name or a fully qualified domain name or the IP address, right? So this is the
Right.
one. Wait a sec. Is this a static IP address or a dynamic IP address?
Uh, this
Not
one is,
sure.
I think, dynamic, I guess.
Dynamic. So should it have a static or a dynamic IP address?
Static IP.
Right. It should have a static IP address. So first of all, change it. Change it to static IP address. Yeah, right click over here on that. Yeah, right click on that icon, open network and sharing center, change adapter settings, right click, properties, TCP IP v4, use the following IP address. We are using the same machine that we used for our management station, right? That is why.
Yeah.
Okay. Type in the same IP address, 227 itself, but make it static. 124, 227. Give it a gateway. One 124.2 I guess.
Yeah. 2.
DNS server we don't have as such as of now, but you won't even make this system as a DNS server. We'll furthermore in future we'll proceed for DNS configuration. As such, we don't require DNS. We can work only with IP address, right? But again,
Yeah.
click on close. Okay, here I have a question. Wait a second. 227 was given by our DHCP server, right?
Yeah.
So we assigned this IP address manually,
Correct.
right? So don't you think that this will create? Oh, okay, it's your opinion first of all. Do you think that it will create a situation uh, that DHCP again will have some sort of conflict with this IP address when this system will try to boot up again with this IP address over there? Did you get my question?
Yes, I got your question. It might get conflict.
It will never get conflict. Why?
Okay.
I'm telling you. Let's say that DHCP wants to uh, okay, let's say we have got an M2 machine comes up, which does not have an IP address. It good
Right.
contacts its DHCP. DHCP says that, okay, take down this IP address, 192.168.124.227, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it gives this IP address to that M2 over there. This machine, my vCenter server, when it comes up, it will tell that, okay, see, I already have 227, so you are creating a conflicting situation. So it will send a conflict acknowledgement over there, or DHCP NACK. DHCP negative acknowledgement will be sent to by this client over there, saying that there is a conflict that I am finding. So there will be no situation. Remember that even if a DHCP has assigned an IP address, you go and assign that IP address manually. The systems can situations can arise that when there is going to be a conflict, but again, there are mechanisms that to avoid this conflict. So there will never be a conflict. So don't worry about that.
But if in the case, if the vCenter machine is shut down, okay, and if
In that case, there can be.
correct,
In that
yeah,
case, if M2 comes up and it takes 227, and again you power on this VMware vCenter server, this machine is not, either one of the machine M2 or vCenter server is not going to work.
correct, yeah,
So this is the right point. Okay, one more point to be understood over here is that this system does not have a proper host name. See over here, if I type in host name, so this machine has a name of WinV dash PSCE or something like that, random generated name, right? So we
yeah,
cannot exactly go for this name. This name is something that exactly I don't like. It's not realistic, right? So what we'll do
mm,
is that we'll cancel up this thing. First of all, we'll finish it up as of now, and we'll change the name first. So bare preliminary requirements, right? So right
mm,
click over here, right click over here, this PC, go to change the name. So go to properties, go to change settings on the right, go to change. No, this is not the place where you write. This is the place where you write.
yeah,
So right type it as VCS01. Okay, so that's it. Okay, because what will happen if I don't create a proper name? A certificate will be generated on the names, right? So
mm-hmm.
it will
Yeah,
have. So once we generate this certificate with this, what we will not restart it now. Restart it now. So we don't generate the certificates. While you were clicking next, you could have clicked next, and a certificate would have been generated. So certificate would have been generated with a name that is not realistic, right? And once
yeah,
you again want to change the computer name, you go for a change. So it will not work that way because the certificate is not available for the changed name over there. So first of all, change the name, change the IP address. So this is the second point. That 8 GB of RAM. Ah, just yes, yes. So 8 GB of RAM and two processors and
mm-hmm.
proper name and proper IP address should be there. Okay.
Okay.
So password. Did it have? Did you give it a static IP address? Check for that.
Yeah,
This does not show it as a static or not. ipconfig slash all. ipconfig slash all.
okay,
So it has a static. DHCP server is visible. No, DHCP server is not there. That means it has a
yeah,
static.
correct,
So close it and reinitiate that installation. The specified net name could not. No, no, don't give a name. Don't give a name. Don't give a
Okay.
name. Even if you want to give a name now, we have to
Hmm.
play with the system a bit, right? I can't go for that, but I will not recommend this one. Go for IP
Okay.
address.
Okay.
I can go for the name, but I'll have to play for that. 227. Okay, click on next. This is acceptable, but a fully qualified. Okay, understand. Okay, here. So this is the place where you decide the domain name, right?
Yeah.
So just give it a proper name. My vSphere. Oh, dot my v. Domain. So remember this one. myvsphere.org. If you want to keep it as short as possible, it's too long. So my vsphere dot v class. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Point is that if you recall up the Active Directory, this is how we created Active Directory. Remember,
Yes.
we
Yeah.
Active Directory as something like something dot something. Isn't it?
Correct. Yeah.
So this is
Correct.
what we are creating over here. That means we exactly are creating an Active Directory environment by giving this be my vsphere dot my vclass or something dot something, whatever you like. That which is the platform services controller credentials that we are providing.
Okay.
So we set us a single sign-on password. So I'll give it a password of 123 at the rate capital A B C D in small. 123 at the rate capital A B C D. You write it something. Set this one somewhere,
Okay.
or I have to write it. Wait a sec. NOTEPAD 123 at the rate capital A B C D. And this desktop. Save desktop. I'm writing it down because I generally forget these passwords.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
default first site name. So this is the name of the site. So where you are exactly intended to locate this or put this Active Directory over there. So let's say I want to put it in Hyderabad. So is that okay? Site Hyderabad.
Yeah. Okay.
So click on next. So okay. No, wait. So my login credentials would be, wait a sec. My login credentials would be ADMINISTRATOR administrator at my VSphere my vSphere dot v class,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So, and this would be the password. That means now whenever I log on to vCenter server, instead of ES6, I will be logging to vCenter server. So my vCenter server's credential would be administrator at my vSphere dot v class, and the password that is being provided.
Okay. For this domain name, I have one question. So
Yes,
is it has to be the same as my company's domain name, or it
never,
has?
never, 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 not
Oh,
required.
okay.
It can be a separate namespace over there.
Okay.
And this is a local system account that will be a privilege to do a whole lot of integral tasks over there. We don't need to mess up.
Okay.
Click on next. There is a by default VMware Postgres database that will be used. If you have an internal SQL server or some sort of server, you can go for an external database, but you should have a proper knowledge of databases over there for this to function.
Okay.
Click on this, click on next. These are the ports.
Okay.
That means if you are behind a firewall, you need to note it down, open up this one in a firewall, and then henceforth it will.
So what is that heartbeat port? What is that?
VMware heartbeat port. That means, let's say we have got ESXi, and this how will this ESXi contact to this vCenter server? Unless it sends some sort of a regular ping request to this vCenter server, how will this
Okay.
vCenter server come to know that ESXi is alive or it's dead?
Okay.
Right?
Just like we have hello messages in OSPF or any
Exactly,
other.
exactly. It's just like hello messages. So
Okay.
if
Okay.
a hello message is not received, that means the router is seem to be dead.
Correct. Correct. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So this is the place where your vCenter server files will be located. If you want to change it, you can go for a change. In a larger enterprise, you'll certainly go for a change.
Okay.
This is customer improvement program. I don't want this one. Click on this, and these are your summarized information that this is what you're going to do.
Right. Okay.
Shall I click on install?
Yes.
Install. So wait for almost 20 minutes. Takes 20
Okay.
minutes to install. In the meantime, you just go through this whatever status, and the things are being installed over there.
Okay.
So Prashad, I am keeping myself on mute. I'll be back in another 5-10 minutes, right?
Okay.
Yes, Prasad, any question?
No, no questions.
Okay. So I'm on mute, right? So if you have any questions, just type it down
Yeah,
on
sure.
notepad. Yeah, Prasad, I am back.
Okay.
The installation is complete now.
Okay.
Right. So just finish it now. Close it. And now go to services.msc. There are a few tweakings that you need. Right? So go to services.s. Go to run. Run. Start and R. Start and R will initiate it. No, it's okay. It's okay. So you start in R. If you press start button and press R button, it will come up. Okay. So now typing SERVS. Okay. Do it. Yes. Okay. Services SERVICES dot MSC. Okay. Not for VMware services. Just click on anyone. Click on anyone. And type in V. So these are the VMware services that is available, right? You know what?
Okay.
When you are teaching somebody now, so this is not the part that is covered in any of the VMware official document. But again, this is very critical.
Okay.
Why? Because once you reboot the system, now what I have found, my experiences I'm sharing with you, these services that you are seeing over here, automatic. That means right from this place to
Hmm.
this place, right? So these
Yeah.
services, one of the services manual, but again, all these automatic services should be starting in automated fashion. That means the status should be running, right?
Yeah.
Point is that once you reboot the system, you will find that one or two services will not be running. They'll be in automatic fashion. That means the startup type will be automatic, but the services will not be running. Why it is
Okay.
so? I still am not able to, you can say, find out the reason that exactly why it is not running, though it is automatic. But again, after a reboot, this happens. So what you
Okay.
need to do, there is a bit of picking. So you need to come over here. You need to go to properties. So this is how we access the properties. Right click this one, go to
Hmm.
properties and change the startup type to automatic delete. Right. Got the point?
Okay. Yeah.
So for all the VMware services that you encounter over here, change the automatic to automatic delete. Now the point is that till VMware vSphere 5.5, vSphere gave it as automatic delete. But from 6.0, they made it automatic. I don't know why. Why did they exactly undergo this change? But when it was automatic delete, the VMware vSphere worked seamlessly. But since they have made it automatic, this reboot error exactly occurs over there. This is what my experience is. And if I change it again to automatic delete, it works fine.
Okay.
Got the point? So change it to automatic deletes. Change all the services to automatic deletes. This is a bit of tweaking that you need to do. Startup type should be automatic delete and apply. Apply okay or okay, whatever. And there is a bit of interview questions also that you can exactly encounter from here. That what
Okay.
generally they ask, what are the services that is being installed when there is a VMware vCenter service installed over there. So you can just
Okay.
go over here and you can just grab down the points, make it available in your mind over there, and whenever they ask you this, this is one of the important service, VMware Identity Management Services,
Okay.
physical disk helper service. Okay, so it's telling that it cannot be set. Okay, click on OK. Cannot be set. Okay, fine. It's no problem. Cancel it out. So this cannot be changed to automatically. Go to properties. Automatic delete. Done. Okay. So now close the services console.
Close this.
Close this.
Yeah.
Open up a browser and type in there http:// the IP address of this machine. HTTPS. It's HTTPS. S :/ IP address of this machine. Continue to this website. VMware vSphere web client. First one. Right click over here. It's flash play. Okay. It is I think it's installed.
Yeah.
So click on this. Use username. So open up that notepad if you just don't remember. Administrator at vsphere.myvdomain, I guess. Copy paste it. One two three four at the rate capital A. No, 123 at the you might type the password wrong. Yes. 123 at the rate capital A small PCB. Uh, this has issues. Wait a sec. If it comes up fine, otherwise install Google Chrome.
Okay. I guess. Do we need to install that Flash?
Even if you install Flash Player, I have found that there are issues with this. What do you say? Internet Explorer. Do one thing now. Change the DNS server to go to DNS server, DNS settings. Go to DNS settings on the system. TCP IPv4. Change the DNS server to 190 version 124.2 for the time being. Though we don't have DNS server as it. Two. Yes. Two. Okay. Click on OK. Click on OK. Now internet is running. Okay. So now go to and download Google Chrome. This won't work. This won't work.
Okay.
It requires a different browser. Download Chrome. You could do this from another management station. Well, that means take a laptop that has Google Chrome installed, http:// and the IP address of that station. You can do that way.
Right. Okay.
complaints for Flash, install that. Yes. HTTPS colon, go to URL and type in there HTTPS colon slash slash. Yeah, HTTPS colon slash slash and 192.168.124.227, I guess.
Yeah.
Scroll down. Yes, it won't work. It won't work. I think don't. Okay, try it once. Try it once. If it doesn't work, Flash Player has to be installed.
Okay.
Flash Player is separate for Internet Explorer and other browsers, right?
Yeah.
And for Internet Explorer, I think that they have given up Flash Player by default. But again, for other browsers, they don't have. So install it. Install it. Allow. Okay, allow. That is it. Nothing else. You saw the compatibility. This is their difference. Internet Explorer is secure, but again, it doesn't allow most of the things.
Right.
Okay. Here you go. This is your first glance at VMware vSphere client.
Okay.
VMware vSphere web client, and you are connected to VMware vCenter server, right? So,
Yeah.
if you have a look at this diagram, just have a look at this diagram. Scroll it a bit. Yes, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. So you can very well understand from this diagram that you are sitting on a vCenter on a console. So this is your
Mhm.
console. You have
Yeah.
connected to that green yellow icon, which is your vCenter server, and vCenter
Correct.
server is in fact connected to that ESXi at the back, and ESXi and at the back you are creating. Wait a sec. Let me bring out my pen over here. Mm. So this is you who is sitting. You are connected to a web client, and your web client is connected to vCenter server, and vCenter server is looking at the ESXi, and this ESXi is in fact responsible for managing this virtual machine. Right? Got the
Yes.
point? All right.
Yeah.
In an earlier way, you were sitting at this place directly. Okay.
Correct. Correct. Yes.
Right. Hello.
Yes.
Audio is okay. The audio went down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Audio is okay.
So 192.168.124.227. You just right click over here. Yes,
Okay.
right click over here. And you cannot see anything that is related to adding of a ESX source, right? So first of all, what you need to do, you need to create a data center. Click on
Okay.
new data center. Type in the name of the data center, anything like Hyderabad, you have Cyber City. So Hyderabad Cyber City, HYD dash Cyber City. So let's say you have two different locations, two different places where your data center is located in Hyderabad. So Hyderabad Cyber City and Hyderabad Miapur, let's say.
Okay.
Okay, so click on OK. This is for identification purposes. I told you in the beginning itself that everything over here is name. Right?
Correct.
Nothing is physically available. So
Yeah.
basically, nomenclature structure has to be very good. Otherwise, it at the end of the day, you'll mug up your head finding it out where it is located, what is the name, what is the architecture, this and that. So if you give a proper name, So you'll be able to identify it in a single glance that okay, this is the architecture, this is everything that I want to need about that machine.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so uh, anything you are asking?
No, no.
Okay, so right click over there in Hyderabad Cyber City, add host. So you got that, add host.
Yeah.
Click on this. IP address of this ESX host 192.168.224.229, I guess. 124.229. So we click on next. Username is root and the password is 123@ADFIN. Click on next. Okay, so this is the SSL certificate that the system is reflecting for you. You just need to accept it. Wait a second, let me type in the password. Yes, you typed mistake. Okay,
Okay.
so click on next. Click on next. Okay, go back one step. You can see that your virtual machines will be pulled up over here. You see that?
Yes. Correct.
Click on next. Evaluation license is okay for us. Click on next. And it's okay. For now, lockdown mode is not required. You can very well, you just read this one. You'll understand what is lockdown.
Okay. Yeah. We'll keep disabled.
We'll keep it. That means it's related to want to let others directly log on to the server room or not. That is it.
Right. Right. Right.
Click on next. Finish. Okay. Now last experiment for the day. Expand it.
Okay.
Expand it. You didn't expand it. Click on that arrow. Yes.
Mm.
Yes. Expand that. So you'll find all the machines that is exactly running over here, right?
Yeah.
It's
Correct.
not running, it's installed. It's the virtual machines that is available.
Correct.
Okay. So right click one of them. Yeah. Okay. So you can see the clone command over there. Can you see that?
Yeah. Yes.
You can see migrate command over there. Can you see that?
Yes.
These are the new command that has popped up.
Okay.
Right. So first of all, let's complete. Let's do this cloning today, just for exactly understanding what exactly we did. So click on clone
Okay.
into virtual machine. We'll do this cloning once again, just to show you I am doing over here. Right.
Okay.
So rename it as WinXP02. 0202. It's not server. Come on. This is not a server. Okay. So click on next. So it's telling you to locate the find a place for this machine to exactly exist.
Okay.
Click on that. Select the host. Yes. Click on this. Click on next. Okay. Select the data store you want to locate this machine. Click on data store. Click on next. And finish. Just say I don't want to power on this machine and those stuff. Okay. Click on finish. Takes a bit to install, so you can see the process bar over there. The recent task. Can you see that?
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
41%. Yes. It will take a bit to complete. depending upon the disk speed of this.
Okay, okay.
I'm coming in a bit. Give me a second. Yes. So loading is done.
Yeah, it's done.
Any question as of now?
No questions.
No questions. So shall we end up here today?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Okay.
Right. So thank you for being with me. I hope that this has been informative for you. We'll be
Yes.
right back tomorrow. And
Sure.
I don't share videos today. Right. I'll be sharing some of the video today.
Okay, sure. Thanks a
Okay.
lot.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh,
Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye.